Welcome to the NBA Prospect Show, powered by Easy Analytics. I'm Tom Mettler. He's Adam Scherher. Adam, how's it going for you today?
Going pretty well. Wish that we were going to have more basketball after today, but I guess the break will be nice.
Yeah, we got the All-Star break coming up here. We do get it back, I think, one game early because they got to make up that Charlotte Hornets-Lakers game next Wednesday, last day before the All-Star break. I'm sure the injury reports will be completely normal on a day before everyone goes for a break. I know yesterday we had all 30 teams in action, and like people were asking a lot of questions, and I was like, I don't think there's anything scarier than like NBA teams betting on NBA teams when they are staring at like one game away from an all-inclusive with NBA players, because you never really know what you're going to get from NBA teams and stuff. And I mean, it's a factor, right, when you're trying to bet on all these games and stuff. So the one team yesterday, someone was talking to me, they're like, the Chicago Bulls got blasted by the Detroit Pistons on Tuesday. And then they're like, well, surely they'll have pride and like show up on Wednesday. I'm like, yeah, you would think, but it's the NBA, it's the Chicago Bulls, and they are one night away from wherever they're going. So I'm like, that's something to keep an eye on there.
Yeah. All things considered, yesterday wasn't quite as much of a disaster as I expected it to be, at least injury report wise.
Yeah, I know a couple of those teams are back end of the back-to-back today. So there's like this is the last set of games. So I feel like we might see a little more chaotic today.
Yeah, we don't have a single injury report right now.
No, I know. And
because of back-to-backs.
We're quickly here. We're 42 and 35 on the air, plus 10.84 units. And we went 1-2 on Tuesday. I think Malik Beasley hit like 7 threes in 15 minutes. He didn't even play that many minutes because it was a blowout. But Cade went under. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Adam's from EV Analytics. They do fantastic prop projections. You can find them on the Covers website. Go to Sports NBA Prop Projections, and you can see them there. There's Jose Alvarado. He's expected to play. I think the one guy, Zion Williamson, was questionable yesterday, and then he ended up playing, and I don't think people thought he would because that spread was kind of climbing. And then now I feel like today there's a bunch of names that we will have to keep an eye on here. If you're new to the release procedure, we'll tell you what sportsbook we're at. We'll tell you the game, the prop market, the team, the player. Then we'll give you the bet, and Adam's going to put those EV analytic projections to work, kind of provide some context to that projection number and how it looks compared to what we're seeing in the betting market. We are at Bet365 and FanDuel, and pretty much you need to fire up all the apps because all the apps are pretty close for like secondary prices and stuff like that. The first bet is at Bet365, so let's go there. And we're doing Warriors Rockets. And the market we're looking for is the assist market. And the player we're looking for is Amen Thompson. And we are going Amen Thompson under 5.5 assists plus 125. Once again, that's Amen Thompson under 5.5 assists plus 125. See a better number, drop it in the chat. Adam, you want to break this one down?
Yeah, I like the price here. I talked about him on a previous show when he looked good in projections. I skipped over him because in the first couple of games without Fred VanVleet, we saw a massive uptick for him in terms of potential assists. And he is still averaging a lot more potential assists per game in the games without VanVleet, since VanVleet's injury than he was before. But we have seen it start to normalize and stabilize. It's come down a bit. He's at like 11 and change potential assists per game now, and it's trending down. Jalen Green trending up, Şengün obviously involved there as well. So you're expecting a lot of playing time for Thompson, and he does potentially play an extra couple of minutes here too. We know that Tari Eason's not going to play. We know that Steven Adams is not going to play. So there are potentially a couple more minutes available for him, but we have him projected for 38.5 minutes. Overall this year in the games he's played without VanVleet, he's averaging 6.1 assists per game. So getting that plus 125 here just, looks like a pretty good price, I think.
This could also be a full-on punt job by the Warriors tonight when you're talking about like blowout potential. I know Steve Kerr, like you said, there's not an official injury report yet, but Steve Kerr did say after last night's game that potentially all the veterans, so I'm assuming that means Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, that all of them could rest days. And their second night of a back-to-back, traveling. So if they just throw the towel in, I mean, Amen Thompson's played a lot of minutes this first half of the season too. So if you're Ime Udoka, and probably no reason to push him to like, I think he gets pretty close to like 40, right? It's like 38, 39.
Yeah, he's averaging 38 in all the games he's played without Van Vliet. He's averaging 40 in the 3 games he's played without Van Vliet and Eason. But also to your point, there was a game, and it hasn't been like a consistent thing with him, but we did see it was a back-to-back. I believe they were playing Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, where they pretty clearly did just take the opportunity on the back-to-back to just play Thompson like 34 minutes. Not saying that's going to happen here necessarily, but he has played a ton. Like you said, they are 1 game away from vacation. It is a back-to-back. Like he could, it's possible he plays less than we're projecting.
Yeah, and he's a young guy, and you kind of want to protect him a little bit. And he very much looks like the future of this franchise. He's also going to All-Star Weekend because he's competing in the Rising Stars, and he's competing, I think just the Rising Stars. I think him and his brother are on the same team. So in terms of like a rest, like his rest won't be as long as maybe some other players too. So I think you could totally see. The thing is, like, and you know this, when you have those like high minutes guys, it's very easy for them to like fall below it, right? The scarier guys are like, if you're going in under on Ja Morant, like he usually sits about 30. He's priced as someone who plays 30, so you're kind of asking to get to like only play 25, but it's very realistic for like someone who's playing 40 to just all of a sudden drop down to 35. Like 35 is not, you're still playing a lot. So that's typically what people play. So yeah, that would be what I would look at for Amen Thompson here. So first bet, Amen Thompson under 5.5 assists plus 125. We'll move to FanDuel here for the second bet. And we're looking Clippers Jazz. Shout out to the Lakers showing up in Utah last night. And we're looking for the assist market. And for the third time in 4 shows, I believe we're going James Harden under 9.5 assists plus 114. So once again, that's James Harden under 9.5 assists plus 114. Adam, you want to break this one down?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things here. For one, it is the back-to-back, like we said. Who knows what the Clippers plan on doing with guys on their team in general, James Harden specifically. But we have him projected for 34.5 minutes here. That is an 8.5 assist projection. So the plus money looks good here. But also, Kawhi played 33, like almost 34 minutes last night. I think it's a pretty safe assumption he's not playing today. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not, but
he's out.
Okay, yeah. So in games without Kawhi this year, Harden is averaging, 35 minutes per game, 35 minutes per game, 10.9 assists in the games that Kawhi has been active. In the games without Kawhi, 33.5 minutes per game, only 7.7 assists per game. Like you're losing one of your primary scorers that Harden can convert assists to here. It is, a solid matchup against Utah and all of that. But I think the line and price looks really good considering he's not going to have Kawhi.
Yeah, the other thing I think that could be in play here and maybe help us out a little bit is Ben Simmons. I think he's expected to make his debut for the Clippers tonight. I mean, that's someone you can bring off the bench, and even if it's just 15 minutes, like he's someone who you want to talk about someone who steals potential assists and kind of fills that role. It also kind of gives you a spot where you could maybe pull James Harden's miss, like dial him down just a little bit because Ben Simmons can play almost the exact same role that Harden kind of does for them, right? So that's kind of
it's like it's twofold. Like one, he can fill that playmaking role, and two, he's not going to shoot the ball when Harden passes it to him.
Yeah, that's also very true. It's something. It's really funny when like he is like purely like a potential assist stealer because like you said, he doesn't convert it for anyone else, and like you could be wide open and he's just going to make an extra pass for you. So I think that's interesting. I think the Jazz too, again, we don't have injury reports, but they beat the Lakers last night, their second night of a back-to-back. They're trying to tank. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Markkanen and a couple of these guys get pulled, and then all of a sudden they're putting out the B lineup and the Clippers are just way ahead too from like a blow potential. So I think there's a lot of different paths here to the under for James Harden. Someone's in the chat saying Ari dropped to plus 102 at FanDuel. If you see something better, let us know in the chat there. Plus 115 ESPN score. I wasn't sure if that was Amen Thompson or James Harden. So that would be your best price now, plus 115 ESPN / the score if you're in Canada. So second bet is James Harden under 9.5 assists. We got plus 114 FanDuel, but there is plus 115 ESPN. So go grab that one. And we're going to bet 365 for the last bet here. We're going Warriors Rockets again. And we're staying in the assist market. And the player we're looking for is Stephen Curry. So the bet's Stephen Curry under 5.5 assists plus 110. So once again, that's Stephen Curry under 5.5 assists plus 110. I think you have DraftKings and FanDuel were also all sitting at plus 110. So there's a couple different spots you can grab this. Adam, you want to break this one down?
Yeah, this one seems like too easy to the point that it is concerning to me. So for one, obviously there's a very good chance Steph just doesn't play and this bet ends up being void. But there's just so many ways that I think you can see this working out if, we assume that Steph does play for the sake of this bet. One, obviously you have blowout potential here with Houston at home against Golden State on the back-to-back. But for the season, Steph is averaging 6.1 assists per game. The line here is 5.5 plus 110. So you're getting plus money on basically him just playing to his average in a matchup against the Houston team that is allowing the fewest assists per game this season. Obviously a very, very good defensive team. And then you also have the potential, which, again, it's not the most likely case. I assume that if they are resting guys, they're probably resting Steph too. But there is some non-zero chance that for whatever reason, Steph plays and other guys don't. And then you're getting Steph out there with a bunch of guys that can't even convert against a normal NBA team, much less the Rockets. So it just looks really good to me for a lot of reasons. Again, I assume there's a good chance it's going to end up not happening, but if he does play, I think this bet looks great.
Russian 05 and Mr. Gerd are saying DK plus 114 now. So FanDuel and DraftKings love to move. I don't know if there's even a reason for it. It just kind of goes like plus 110, plus 112, plus 114, back down to plus 108, plus one. They just kind of move within like a 10-cent range. So it's sitting plus 114 on DraftKings right now. So that is your best price that we're seeing for Steph Curry. Like you were saying, that's like kind of the nice part about player props is if he's out, it's just void. You just get your money back. Like no harm, no foul, right? It doesn't really matter. If you're doing spreads and he's out, it matters, right? You can't just bet him like, oh, hopefully he plays. But like you're saying, say he is the one that plays and Jimmy Butler is the one who sits out, you're just missing guys who convert potential assists. So there's really no harm in just trying to like bet it. It's void. We get it back, or maybe we catch something even better than that. And in terms of him, like even generating potential assists, our boy Amen Thompson would be a big factor in that. So he's just one of like Amen Thompson. The Thompson twins are just insane defenders. If you like watching defense, if you're annoyed with all the 3-point shooting, and some people are, and all the offense, watch some highlight reels of the Thompson twins. Their defense is insane, the two of them. So they're pretty fun to watch from that angle. So the three bets of the assist market, a lot of assist market. We've been in the assist market quite a bit the last couple of weeks here. We're going Amen Thompson under 5.5 assists plus 125. James Harden under 9.5 assists plus 114, and Stephen Curry under 5.5 assists plus 110. It's the NBA All-Star break coming up. NBA All-Star weekend. Are you an NBA All-Star guy? Do you watch the slam dunk contest? Do you watch the NBA All-Star game? Do you bet on any of this?
I definitely don't bet on any of it. I watch, kind of if I have nothing else to do. There's probably a better chance I watch this year. Usually I go on vacation this time, so I end up having better things to do, but I'm not doing that. So better chance I end up watching, I guess.
I'm curious to see so they're breaking up into the 4 teams. They're doing it a little different style. Kenny, Shaq, and Chuck kind of manipulate the draft where they went like all the old guys, all the international guys, and all like the young guys. And I think that was to like maybe fire up like the competitiveness of the game where you don't want the old guys losing the young guys and stuff like that. I'm curious to see. And then the one team is going to be whoever wins the Rising Stars. If the Rising Star, like, is the Rising Stars team going to come in like they're facing like Durant, LeBron, and like, are they going to hoop? Like, are they going to defend? Like,
right.
Like I feel like they might, right? Like if you're rookies and you're facing Kevin Durant, LeBron, like you're just going to go out there and run like a normal All-Star game and not try. I feel like they might come out there and defend. I'm kind of interested to see.
Yeah. And I mean, especially with those guys being like old now, like they're going to have limited opportunities that they're even on the floor with them again.
Yeah, I know. And then like, I feel like LeBron, like the team, like, because I think that's the first round matchup is LeBron, Durant. That team is facing the Rising Stars winner. And I feel like to them, they might just be like, oh, it's an All-Star game. Like we don't try. And I feel like if it's the Amen and a Star Thompson's team, they'll be like, no, we are locking you up. Like this is our time to shine. So I'm very interested to see how that plays out. We are doing a All-Star game video. I'm gonna record it after the show and it'll be posted on our YouTube channel. So you want to check that out. Yahtzee saying, John acting all surprised to be in the assist market. So I usually give out a ton of assist bets. Haven't, like, there's been a lot less recently because I usually like to give overs for that. Haven't seen too many overs, and I think it's kind of funny because on this show, Adam likes to give a lot of unders, and we've seen a lot of assist bets. So it's kind of like playing into what you're also seeing. It's like I'm not seeing many overs, a lot of good unders though. So, Adam, you want to let the people know where they can follow you, get more information?
Follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. If you're into NBA DFS stuff, follow the Endgame Syndicate YouTube channel as well.
So we will be off. We're off all next week because we are off all next week. I know we return Thursday, but I'll be on vacation for that.
Yeah, there's only one game anyway, I think.
On the Thursday? Yeah, so there'll be no show next Thursday. I'm gone. I'm on vacation next week for the All-Star break. I don't know if it's Thursday or Friday. I'll be at a Magic game one of those days in Orlando and stuff. But we'll be back the following Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern for the NBA Prop Pick show. This concludes the show, powered by EV Analytics. Good luck with your bets. Enjoy NBA All-Star Weekend. Del, play the song.